Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant, and I've got some new information regarding the Void Erosion Purge, or rather how to effectively farm the Void Erosion Purge. We did another test the other day. 20 runs of Void Erosion rank 19, 20 runs of Void Erosion rank 20, and we made some minor changes to build, technique, as well as to external components, and the results this time were a bit different than what we got before. Previously, I'd made a video saying that Void Erosion rank 19 is faster and gives around the same number of cores. We had a very different result this time around, and we recorded everything for you guys, and I'll present it right now, and then I'll also go through the changes that we made, see if it has an impact for you guys. All right, let's go through it together. I'm not going to waste your time. Oh, but if you like my content, by the way, don't forget to register me as a creator. Link is in the video description. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. I'm going to remove my green screen. First and foremost, I want to show you that what I did was I recorded everything that we did into a spreadsheet. So Void Erosion rank 19 is here. I recorded the time taken for each run, the number of rank 7 cores we got, the total number, it's a cumulative total right here, and a running average showing you the average number of cores that we achieved after all these runs. Okay, this helps to smooth out, because on some runs you're going to get 5, some runs you're going to get 10, some runs get 4, some runs get 7, 8, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, we ended up doing an extra 5 runs for Void Erosion rank 19 because the results were a little bit skewed. This is due to the fact that I was testing some different mod combinations on the day itself, and the link to the stream where we actually tested all this is in the video description as well, all right? Now, all these numbers aren't going to mean much to you, but I wanted to show you how we recorded stuff, and we did the same thing for Void Erosion rank 20. Time taken, rank 7 cores, total rank 7 cores, and the running average. What we discovered was that the running average of cores for Void Erosion rank 19 is actually 7. On average, you're going to get 7 cores per run. And for Void Erosion rank 20, that the average is actually 9. This difference occurred, all right, because the minimum number of cores that we got was very different to the last time we tested. The last time we tested, the minimum number of cores appeared to be the same. But this, I think, was an outlier because in reality, if we take a look at Void Erosion rank 20, over 20 runs, the minimum number that I got was 7. Whereas for Void rank 19, the minimum number that I got was 4. This drastically changed things, all right? And we also had one crazy outlier of 13 and 12 cores achieved on Void Erosion rank 20, although 12 cores did occur again. But 13, this is the first time I ever encountered it. So this actually changed the range of cores that we can obtain. Previously, I thought that they were more similar, but after doing this test, they are drastically different. So what are the final results? In terms of the final results, on average, it took me about 189 seconds to complete a Void Erosion rank 19. This equates to about 3 minutes and 9 seconds. On the Void Erosion rank 20, it took me about 214 seconds. This equates to 3 minutes and 34 seconds. So the time spent, all right, the amount of time I'm saving by doing Void Erosion rank 19 is 25 seconds, roughly, on average. So I'm spending about 13.30% more time in the Void Erosion rank 20. But the additional amount of cores that I'm earning, on average, is 28.5%. So in order for Void Erosion rank 19 to be worth the same as Void Erosion rank 20, I would actually have to save double the amount of time that I'm actually saving right now, which means that it's smarter to do Void Erosion rank 20 if you can apply the same technique and build that I have, all right? All of this that I'm showing you here is conditional upon, number 1, you got to be able to apply the same build, and number 2, you got to be able to run both in the exact same way. As noted by chat on the day of the stream itself, if you cannot do what I'm doing, or if you feel like you're slower than I am, or if you don't have the build that I have, or you know, there's a lot of other factors involved in there, you won't be able to get the same results. So in which case, Void Erosion rank 19 might genuinely be better for you, and several people in chat did note this. But if you are able to roughly get the same stuff that I can get, and you can get similar results to me, then Void Erosion rank 20 will on average get you more cores. Okay, so let's talk about this. How did we actually make all this happen, and what were the changes that we made? Okay, first and foremost, I'm still using the same Ines build, but there was one change. Number 1, we made a change to the annihilation sensor. I dropped the consumable drop rate modifier so that I could have more max MP. I have a gold max MP roll and MP recovery in combat. I don't care about the MP recovery in combat, but the max MP does affect the damage of Ines's passive, as you guys already know. So I made this one little swap. I also dropped the Hunter set completely. Previously, I was using the Hunter set, giving me the skill cooldown. Now I'm no longer using that, so I have less cooldowns, but more max MP, all right? My reactor remains exactly the same as what I had before. Secret Garden is still Secret Garden, okay? And the modules here, there's only one change. Instead of using HP amplification, I'm using emergency measures. We also tried out Potent Collector, Decimator, a couple of other things. Potent Collector and emergency measures have the best results, but for me personally, emergency measures worked a little bit better because it suited my playstyle. All right, that is what I did for Ines, and that is the build that I have. You will find more details about this in my farming build video, okay? And for those that want to see my stats, I'm just going to remove my green screen for a second. So I've got about, with this particular build, I've got 10,000 defense, 684 shields, 12,000 hit points, and that's all that's really important. Defensively speaking, I mean. Offensively speaking, you don't have to worry too much about that, because the offensive stats are exactly the same as what we had before. Again, the major change here was that I'm no longer using consumable drop rate increase, but I had way better results with the core drops even without it. So I would go as far as to say that consumable drop rate increase, for those that say it's useless, it might genuinely be useless. I don't know. For me, I've always had it on when doing farming, but if you find it useless, well, I did not get results that were drastically different than what I had before. In fact, I got better results without it, which again should make no sense, but there it is. All right, so let's just go with it. Okay, now you understand the build, you understand the testing that we did. I'm actually going to show you demonstrations of how we ran Void rank 19 and Void Erosion rank 20. Okay, again, I will state that if you guys feel like you are not capable of doing what we do in this, then your results will differ. Just take note that the key is that you must save 28% more time in order to get the best result with 19. So if you're doing Void Erosion rank 19 and you're saving something like 50 seconds versus your Void Erosion rank 20, and that 50 seconds equates to about 28% of the time, you're doing it 28% faster, then you're good. If you're doing it any slower than 28% faster, just do the 20, because even if you spend more time in 20, you will get better results overall. All right. I will start by demonstrating Void Erosion rank 20, and then I'll demonstrate Void Erosion rank 19. So for 20, we do something a little bit different than before. It has helped us to achieve a slightly faster clear time, but it is very dependent on player skill. So if you don't feel that you can handle it, then don't do it. All right, there is a methodology to this, but it requires a little bit of active play. So you can't just like sort of sleepwalk your way through it. But either way, if you want to sleepwalk your way through it, probably Glaive with a rocket launcher would do just fine. Okay, as soon as the match starts, because you're not using Potent Collector, you'll start by gathering up your plasma. All right, how do you do this? You want to just hit as many targets as you can. Just keep casting, and every so often cast your second ability. Once your plasma is built up, shoot your snare trap toward wherever there's the greatest concentration. Enemies, elites, doesn't matter. You'll actually be using your Secret Garden slightly actively here, because whenever you see an elite, you start blasting them with your Secret Garden. If you have like factional bonuses and stuff, that's even better. All right, this will help you complete this faster, but make sure that when you're doing your testing, you adjust the factional bonuses to be equal for both if you are going to use your gun. All right, this is usually what I start with. And then once I've built up my plasma, okay, this is where the runs get a bit more fun. I will actually start to cast nothing but the snare trap. So I look at where the enemies are spawning, right? Snare trap 1, and I'll run past this horde to go to wherever they spawn. All right, and I'll cast the snare traps. Once I'm done, I cast as I run. So as I run, you'll actually see me casting my first ability. This allows me to clean up most of the enemies really quickly. All right, and I'm not wasting time. All right, then I go to where the next enemy spawn, and I do the same thing. All right, I only cast my snare traps on enemy spawns, and I'll usually go in one direction until the enemies stop spawning in that direction. Then I'll go the other way. And we repeat this process over and over. This overall, now I would do it faster if I wasn't explaining everything to you guys, but I kind of slow it down a little bit to give the explanation. If you actually see me do it on stream without the explanation, I go a lot faster, especially when I'm locked in and focused. But I think it's more important to be able to give you guys the explanation than show you how I replicated the exact same results on stream. If you're interested, you can always check out the stream itself. But now that you guys understand the explanation and you understand what I'm doing, I can go a little bit faster. So basically everything I just taught you is exactly what I'm doing right here. Kill off all the enemies. You see enemies spawning? There you go. Okay, they've stopped spawning in this direction, so go back in the opposite direction. Yeah. And occasionally you want to at least cast your second skill. Especially when I see elites, I'll cast my second skill. Why? It helps me finish them off a little bit faster. Pay attention to your mini radar if you can't see where the enemies are spawning and dying. When I see enemies spawning, I just go there first. I don't worry about the rest. Cast my snare trap. Alright. Kill until there's nothing spawning. Then go back around and kill again. Alright, there you go. Okay.
This is where it ends. There's no getting away.
Okay, now once the center area starts spawning, cast both snare traps immediately and run around the edge. If you accidentally walk into an exploder, you're gonna die. But at this point, you've already cast both snare traps, so the rest doesn't matter. You can build up the plasma again. Alright? But try to avoid death if you can, because it will slow you down. If you need a quick plasma build-up, just cast your second skill after tagging everybody, and you'll build up plasma pretty quick. Cast your snare traps again if you have to. Alright, now this is going a lot slower than what I demonstrated, but again, that's based on explanations. Now, assuming you've got 2 snare traps up, this guy's gonna die. Now, while he spawns, you can actually just already aim down sights and basically inflict him with the 5-stack debuff that we always normally use, and you can just sit behind a wall and kill him, and just like that, you're done. Now, this run with explanations took about 4 minutes. You can ignore the 4 minutes and 26 seconds because the 24 seconds is added on. It doesn't really matter. This one took 4 minutes, but if you actually check my runs on the day where I did this, again, without really having to explain what I'm doing or slow down to show you guys anything like that, you will get around 3 minutes and 30 seconds of clear time. Now, you've seen the rank 20. Now you got to see the rank 19, and I'll show you how to do the comparison once again. Okay? So assume that we got these exact results. So we got, say, 4 minutes and 6 seconds, which is 60 multiplied by 4, and then say plus 6 seconds. Let's just use that number because I actually completely forgot the seconds about. So we'll just say 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Okay? Bear with me. Suspend your disbelief for a little while, just so that I can math this out easier. Okay, now we're gonna go into the 19. We're gonna apply a similar technique. Okay, but again, it'll be a bit slower than what I've shown you on the actual stream itself, because I'm gonna, explain as I go. Take note that the build hasn't changed at all. We haven't changed builds in between either of these because it's unnecessary. You do not have to change your build at all. Also, why is the colors looking so weird? Anyway, the first room usually starts out with guys that have the shield. Okay, and remember, the first 2 rooms you're actually not going to cast your snare trap just yet because you don't have plasma built up. After the first 2 sets are cleared, you can start snare trapping. Now this is where the fun begins, alright? I will usually save time a little bit by only casting my snare trap on alternate spawns. So I didn't cast it previously, so now I cast it here. Alright? And these guys spawn, cast. Always find cover, because for the Legion of Darkness, they have bombs that will explode you. So if you do not want to just die, it is better if you take cover. Okay? Now occasionally if you forget and end up casting another snare trap, it's totally okay. It will not ruin your run or anything. Sometimes when I see the guys with the shield, I shoot a little bit as well. For this particular room, I like to stay up here first until these guys die. I'll cast my first and second skill, and then I'll take out these guys in the back here. All right. There you go.
My shield. Damn them.
Whoops, accidentally double cast there. My bad. Didn't mean to do that.
Don't you dare run away.
Notice that I'm also casting my second skill here. Alright, it's very good for just deleting these guys.
Oh, damn it.
Getting a little extra value out of your casts. Alright.
Begin tracking.
Now here, the left-hand side is generally considered the better side. But the enemies are fierce, so please, please, please seek cover as needed. Alright. Take cover from the gunfire and don't get yourself blown up. Because those things are going to hurt a lot, and they inflict burn damage too. So please be very careful. Once the enemy boss spawns, alright, try not to die. If you die, you lose your plasma. Okay, the death time is just additional time that's tacked on, so that is completely irrelevant. But losing your plasma is a big blow. Why? Because these guys, it is way better if you cast your snare trap. Just like with the previous boss, if you get a double cast with a snare trap on, he goes down way, way faster. And you cannot build up your plasma on the boss himself.
No getting away.
Alright, so there's a couple of runs that will fail like this, or where you have a bad situation. There's nothing much you can do about it.
Bastards.
Just sort of accept the pain.
This is where it ends.
Alright, now the Legion of Darkness is a lot fiercer than Order of
You
Truth.
can't escape.
So make good use of cover, and you can just cast through walls like that, and you're done, pretty much. Alright,
Damn it, no.
so if we were to compare, this run actually took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Again, we ignore the one death, so 3 minutes and 15 seconds. That equates to 180, which is obviously 3 times 60, and 15 seconds. So from here, now this is just an example of how you calculate your time saving. Okay, you already know that the average number of cores is 28% difference. So if you were to bring up the window like that, now please don't just use one run, because first of all, these are teaching runs. These are not even the actual numbers. You should probably take your average, your own personal average time. Like you can run it 10 times each and get your personal average. But what you want to do is you want to put your personal average. So just suspend disbelief again for a little while. Let's say my personal average is 246 seconds for Void 20. So Void 20, and this is Void 19, right? How much am I actually saving in terms of time? Void 20 minus Void 19, 51 seconds. Now, how do I get the time saving? You take 51 divided by the Void 19 amount, all right? So here I'm saving, and you can click the percentage value there, I'm saving 26% of the time by doing Void Erosion rank 19 versus Void Erosion rank 20. Okay, so it's a time saving of 26%. However, it's still below the additional core threshold. So here, over like a long number of runs, quite frankly, I would be doing better. I'd be doing way better doing Void Erosion rank 20. But this is not perfect. You need to actually like be locked in when you're doing it. So if you find that you can imitate the same technique that I'm showing you guys, you will get a better idea of your own average. Get your own average for 20, get your own average for 19, then calculate the time saving. Anything below 28%, you don't want to bother. If your time saving is more than 28%, as some people have mentioned that for them 19 is so much easier, then you use 19 rather than 20. Okay, so why am I teaching this even though the rank 10 core is going to come out really soon? Well, it's because information like this will still apply when the rank 10 cores come out. We'll still be probably testing between Void Erosion rank 30 and Void Erosion rank 29. So makes no odds, same thing. All right, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone, and if you like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to all of February's top supporters. Starting from the next video onwards, you guys will see a thank you list for February's top supporters. I know several of you are already in there. Thank you to all of my channel members. I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Catch you later. Oh, and enjoy your Sunday.